Okay, so we just got our worksheet for today that's talking about using double number lines for ratios. Now we're going to be using this worksheet for our notes and for our homework. All right, so we're going to work the first few problems together, and then for your homework you will finish the rest of the front and you will finish the back. Please remember that there is a front and a back to this worksheet. All right, because this is going to be part of our notes, we're going to go ahead and number this number 3 so we know where to put it in our notes section of our binder. So please number it number 3. All right, today's learning target is telling us I can create a double number line to solve ratio word problems. Now yesterday we had the exact same learning target, only we were using not double number lines, but tape diagrams. Okay, so here it's gonna be very similar. The tape diagram was a visual representation of how unit rate splits up, and we're able to share that in each box with equivalent ratios. Here, this is still going to be a visual representation of the math that we've been doing for 3 weeks. All right. So is this going to look like something brand new? No, it's going to be representing the math that we've been doing already. All right. So for number 1, all right, it's telling us a box of candy had 10 cherry pieces for every 8 lemon pieces. If the box had 40 lemon pieces, how many cherry pieces would there be? All right, so the first thing we need to do is find the ratio. Can someone remind me what a ratio is? Raise your hand, please. What is a ratio? Serenity.
The same or equal.
Okay, so that would be an equivalent ratio, means they're the same or they're equal. But what is a ratio on its own? Alex?
The comparison of two things.
The comparison of two things. So a ratio is comparing two things. So in this word problem, what two things am I given that are being compared? What two things am I given that are being compared? Jake?
Cherry pieces of candy and lemon pieces of candy.
We're given cherry pieces and lemon pieces. So in this problem, we know we're comparing cherry pieces and lemon pieces, but which numbers am I given that are going to have to relate to each other? Jorge? 10 and 8, because I'm told 10 cherry pieces for every 8 lemon pieces. So do we agree that 10 and 8 have to be related to each other? Okay. All right, if we'll look over here at the number line, we have a line about lemon pieces and we have a line about cherry pieces. Now it's kind of odd that my lemon comes first, because which one was mentioned first? Cherry. So we need to figure out, why did I put the lemon bar line, the lemon number line first? Why is that one first? Samaria, what do you think?
Because the question says if the box has 40 lemon pieces, how many cherry pieces will it be?
Okay, so we're given the ratio with 10 and 8 with 10 cherry and 8 lemon, but it's asking me about 40 lemon pieces, right? So lemon pieces is the one with extra information. Lemon pieces is the one where we know the number we're trying to reach, okay? So now, guys, I want us to think about this. When we're putting marks on this number line, we don't want to just put random marks. We want to have our goal in mind. So how many lemon pieces were we given in our ratio? Because that's where we're starting. How many were we given in the ratio? Noah?
8.
8. And Noah, what are we trying to get to? 40. So if I'm trying to go from 8 to 40, how many times is 8 going to go in to 40? Alana? 5 times. Very good. Which means, guys, that's how many marks I need. Now, here's the thing, guys, about putting your marks on your number line. Please stop. Okay? When you're putting your marks on your number line, you have to have at least 5. You can't have 4. You can't have 3. You have to have 5. Can you have more than 5? Yes. You can go over 5, but you can't go under. Okay? So let's put our marks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, guys, that's where I ended up when I got to 5. Do you see how I have space left on my number line?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, that means I'm going to have to keep putting marks, because I need for my number line to have marks that are all spaced evenly, spaced out evenly. So that was 5, so I'm going to add 1 more. All right, and look, I've actually got room for another one. All right. So, which means next time if I have 5, I might want to space my 5 a little bit more so I don't have those extra marks. It's okay to have them, All right, but you don't necessarily need them here. Yes, Samaria?
Actually, how come we just can't space them out farther?
We could have spaced them out further, and I would have ended up with 5. I just wasn't sure how far to space them, so mine were a little bit close. Guys, it's okay. If you do yours too close, you're just going to have some extra marks to the side, and that's okay. If I do them too far, that's when we're going to need to erase and redo our marks closer. Does that make sense? Okay. So now let's go ahead and set up our lemon number line. What should my lemon number line start with? Alana?
5.
Close. So let's look. Does it tell me in there that I have 5 lemon pieces anywhere?
8.
8. We're going to start with 8 because that's what's in my ratio. Very good. So I have 8, and we're going to number this entire number line by 8. We're going to count by 8. So after 8, we have 16, and then
44.
and then 32, and then 40, and then 48, and then last 56. All right, now guys, my number line didn't have to go to 56. In this case, it happened to. We're going to see what happens because we can still use it the same way. All right, now guys, lemon pieces and cherry pieces are related, correct? 10 cherry pieces for every 8 lemon pieces. They're related to each other. We're comparing them. Okay. So guys, because these have a relationship, I need for my cherry spaces to be the exact same amount apart as my lemon. All right. So I can't go, oh, I didn't need that many marks on my lemon, so I'm going to space them out further. They have to match. All right. If I have too many marks on lemon, I'm going to have too many marks on cherry. And that's okay because we'll still be able to find our answer. Yes, Noah?
If we're even up with 5, how do we get 8?
Right, because so you had 5 on yours perfectly spaced, Noah. So yours was good. Mine, I had some extra lines on. Okay? So yours is fine. As long as they match underneath, you should be fine. All right, what am I going to number my cherry with? What am I going to start numbering my cherry line with? Skylar? 10. So I'm going to start with 10, and we're going to number this entire number line like we're counting by 10s. So after 10,
20,
then,
30,
then,
40,
then,
50,
then,
60,
then.
70.
Okay. All right. So mine ended in 70, and that's okay. All right, so now let's go back and read the question, all right? It says, if the box had 40 lemon pieces, how many cherry pieces would there be? All right, can someone come up and point out where my 40 lemon pieces are on the number line? Ashaya. You can point it out on the worksheet up here.
Yeah, 40 lemon pieces.
40 lemon pieces, perfect. So she said my 40 lemon pieces is right here, which and I like how she even followed that down. She kind of did it on her own and said, hey, that's matching with this number here. What does it match with? 50. So y'all see how we found 40 on our lemon line. Kind of rhymes. Okay. We had 40 on our lemon line. And then we just followed that down to find the number that matches on our cherry line. All right. So what is my answer going to be? How would I write that out? Alana?
If you have 40 lemon pieces, there would be 50 cherry.
Very good. So we can say if we have 40 lemon pieces, there would be 50 cherry pieces. Now, guys, we don't have a lot of room to write a complete sentence. So for here, let's just answer the question. For how many cherry pieces would there be? We're going to write 50 cherry pieces. All right. I love that Alana automatically was giving me that complete sentence. Y'all know I'm a sucker for a sentence. They just make me happy. Okay. So, but I'll take 50 cherry pieces for here because we're limited on our space. Okay. All right. Questions about number 1?
No.
All right, you can. So there's some blanks over here where you can write your answers. Now, some of the phrases might get a little long, so that blank gets really small. All right, so I like to just put them over here where my work is. All right, good question. All right, so let's talk about number 2. All right, I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, On number 2, it says, on her MP3 player, for every 8 pop songs Debbie had, she also had 7 country songs. If she has 16 pop songs on her MP3 player, how many country songs does she have? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Where's my ratio? Where's my ratio? Kennedy.
Where it says for every 8 pop songs she has 7 country songs.
Perfect. So Kennedy said where it says for every 8 pop songs, she had 7 country songs. That's the perfect explanation. There's my ratio. All right. Can someone tell me why is pop on top? Why is pop on the top number line? Maybe Gracie? All right. So it was mentioned first. Excuse me. Because it was mentioned first. So that's tempting. But remember, here lemon was on top. Was lemon mentioned first? No. All right. But that is a very good reason because normally that is the case. What's another reason that pop might have been mentioned first? Ethan. It has more information. Do y'all see right here? It also tells me we have 16 pop songs. Okay? So what that allows me to do, guys, what that allows me to do is figure out how many marks I need on my number line. All right? So I'm starting off with 8 pop songs. I'm trying to get to 16. How many times will 8 go into 16, Reagan? 2. So how many marks do I need on my number line, Reagan? 2. So, guys, I'm not going to space them out really close together. In fact, I'm going to put them pretty far apart. There's 1. There's 2. And, guys, I still didn't make them far enough. So I actually had 3 in there, but that's okay. Because can you have more? Yes. Can you have less? No. I'd always rather, guys, your lines be closer together than you need because you're just going to have extra information. Because if you do them too far apart, you're going to have to erase and redo your number line. Okay? Serenity? Samaria, I'm so sorry.
I thought you said that it had to be 5 lines.
Up here, it had to be 5 lines because 8 goes into 45 times. Here, 8 goes into 16 twice, so we only need 2. Okay? That's a really good question. All right? So the number of lines depends on each problem. Each problem is going to be different. All right? So here we have 8 pop songs. We're trying to get to 16 pop songs. Does that make sense why we want 2? Okay. All right? So what am I going to number my pop songs by? What am I going to number my pop songs by, Caleb? 8, because it says 8 pop songs in my ratio. So we have 8, then 16, then 24. Okay? All right, so let's space out our country songs the exact same. All right, what am I going to number my country songs by, Isaac? 7. So we have 7, then
14.
Then
21.
all right. So, Connor, can you come point out to me where am I going to determine if she has 16 pop songs on her MP3 player, how many country songs does she have? Where am I going to see that on my number line? Right there, perfect. All right, so what he just showed up on the projector screen was 16 matches with 14. So pop songs, here it is. We get a 16 on that number line, follow it down, and we find 14. All right, so what am I going to write for my answer? Noah?
She would have 14 pop songs. And country, my bad.
14 country songs. Okay, so we get 14 country songs. All right, let's do number 3. All right, guys, our goal is to get to number 4. If we just finished number 3, that's okay. I think y'all get these. All right, so let's look at number 3. A recipe calls for 5 teaspoons of seasoning for every 7 batches of chicken. If you have 14 batches of chicken, how many teaspoons of seasoning will you need? Where is my ratio? Where is my ratio, Addison?
The 5 teaspoons of the 7 batches of chicken.
Yeah, so the 5 teaspoons, make sure we know the 5 teaspoons is talking about seasoning, and my 7 batches is talking about chicken. Okay? So now, can someone tell me why is chicken on top? Why is chicken on the top number line? Ava. It has more information. We know that in the ratio it says 7 batches of chicken. We're trying to get to 14 batches of chicken. All right, so again, guys, how many batches of chicken are we given to start with? 7. What are we trying to get to? 14. How many times will 7 go into 14? 2. So that means I only need 2 marks. So like up on number 2, I only needed 2. I put them too close together. So I'm going to space these out even further. There's 1 and there's 2. Do I need any more than that? No. Can I have less than that?
No.
Absolutely not. You've got to have at least those 2 marks. Okay. What am I going to number my chicken by? Alana?
7.
7. So we have 7 and then 14. Okay, so now we need to line up our seasoning with the same space in between the marks in the same location. Just a different number line. What am I going to number my seasoning marks by, Caleb? 5 and then 10. Okay? Raise your hand if you can tell me my answer from looking at this chart or from looking at this double number line. What is my answer going to be? Jake?
10 teaspoons of seasoning.
10. Excellent job. I love how Jake included the whole part. He said it's 10, not 10 seasonings. That's not what we're saying. 10 teaspoons of seasoning. All right. Excellent job including that complete description. All right. We have to have that whole thing, the 10 teaspoons of seasoning. All right, last problem, and then you'll be able to spend the rest of the period working on the rest, front and back. Movie theater. Put 7 cups of oil for every 9 batches of popcorn they made. After they had made 45 batches of popcorn, how much oil would they have used? All right, where's my ratio? Leslie, where's my ratio? 4 cups of oil for every 9 batches of popcorn. Okay? Why is popcorn on top? Why is popcorn on top? Giselle? Okay, so this doesn't tell me how many patches. There's another reason why popcorn is on top. Why does popcorn have to be on top? What do you think, DJ?
Because it has more information.
It has more information. So do we see right here where we have not just the 9 batches of popcorn, but we're trying to get to 45 batches of popcorn. All right? So, Giselle, if I have 9 batches and I'm trying to get to 45, how many times will that 9 go into 45? 5 times. So how many marks do I need? 5. Excellent. All right, if I go over 5, is that okay? Yes. Can I have less than 5? No. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have room for 1 more still. Space them out a little bit better. But I still have room for 1 more. If you got yours on there perfectly with just 5, awesome job. You're better at this than me. All right. Alana, what am I going to number that by? 9, because it says 9 batches of popcorn. So I have 9, then 18, 27, 36, 45, and then I have 1 more spot, so I have to put 54. All right. Okay, so my oil, let's go ahead and put our marks the same amount as we did our popcorn. So again, if you only had 5 on there, you can put 5 on your oil. If you're like me and you have 6, you got to put 6. Okay. What am I going to number my oil line by? On the X? 4. Thank you. So we have 4, then 8, then 12, then 16, then 28, then 24. All right. Be really careful when you're numbering. It's easy to skip a number. Okay. Emilio. can you come show me on the screen, after they made 45 batches of popcorn, how much oil they're going to use? Can you come point it out?
You said 45 batches of popcorn. Be ready.
Perfect. All right, so he's showing 45. There's popcorn, 45. We follow it down and we get 20. Excellent job. Now, how am I going to write that? Can I just put 20 oils? No, what am I going to write, Alana?
20 cups of oil.
20 cups of oil. All right. So, guys, from here, you have the rest of the class period and tonight for homework and warrior time. Don't forget about warrior time. You want to finish the rest of the front, and don't forget about the back.